geeks and freaks. Welcome back to my book bowl challenge where I go through a massive bowl of books and hopefully not lose my sanity in the process. I'm not doing a book review today. I'm doing a mid-year recap. It has been 6 months since I started the book bowl challenge, approximately, a little bit more than 6 months, I believe. And I just kind of wanted to give, it's a very short video, I hope. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on where we're at. My goal for the year was to read 100 books. We're not looking so great right now, mostly because I took 3 months off where I didn't read, which not so great. So if I can get lucky and have a lot of good books for the rest of the year and be able to plow through all those books, like the characters plow through each other. I hate myself. Anyway, if I could do that, then I can hit my goal, and it can get me 1 year closer to finishing this book bowl, which, based on how many books I keep adding to this fucking bowl, I don't think I'll ever finish it. Please send help. Wish me luck. Anyway, I have read a total of 29 books in the last 6 months. It sounds impressive. It does. But I used to be able to read 100 books in a year without even struggling. And I feel like I'm struggling. And I don't know if I'm going to reach 100. So, kids have changed it. It's okay. I love my kids. But I'm still chalking up to, I did take 2 to 3 months where I did not read anything. So I'm kind of would be on par with what I would normally read at pacing wise. Anyway, I'm babbling as usual. It's how I am. I'm fucking random and I have mom brain, and yeah, it is what it is. So the books I've read, I'm going to plaster them on the screen here. I will show you all the covers, and I'm not going to go into details on the books because I gave you guys my reviews. Some of them you have not seen reviews on. They are coming, but they have been read. Looks like a lot of books. Most of them are in series. So we had the Morally Grey Billionaire series, the Sinners and Angels series, Kings and the Aventine University series, Blackwell Beasts. We've started Blackwell Bastards. We've done the Devil's Night series. I have 1 novella to finish in that series. Mostly series is what I pulled out, and a few standalones along the way. And I'm glad I've done it. I have to say, we did start off rough with the Morally Grey Billionaire series being the first pull from the challenge, because it really did test my patience and make me wonder why I decided to do this to myself when 99% of the titles in there, maybe not 99, maybe 95% of the titles, I really don't know what the books are about, or if I did read what it was about, there's just, I didn't read enough of it and I don't know the title well enough to pull it out and remember, oh, this is about this and this. Like, I really don't know what I'm reading. Most of it I know is smut. But that doesn't mean I know what kind of smut. Is it dark smut? Is it happy smut? Is it Nicholas Sparks romance that's not smut, but, you know, romance? Is it horror, manga, dark romance, horror? You know, there's a lot of books. And while sometimes the titles can give me an inkling, it doesn't always work that way. Morally Grey Billionaire series was not really morally grey. I feel a little lied to. But, you know, I'm kind of getting an idea. So I think that's what makes it really difficult is, you know, I really don't know what I'm getting into, and I do have this fear that I'm going to come across a book that may not be something I would want to talk about, but I am going to talk about it because there's going to be somebody who's going to want to read that book. Yes, I like dark romance. Doesn't mean I like the things that happen in dark romance. That doesn't mean I agree with some of the actions of characters in dark romance. I just seem to like the story grips me, and also if there's a book with some, you know, trauma, I've dealt with trauma, and I think it's kind of healing to read it and just be able to have like a control over what I'm reading, and there's a little bit more of this like calm to reading it. Not everybody feels that way, but that is what it is. But still, I am nervous that there's going to be something in there that A, might be too much for me or might be too much for you guys, which is why I do tend to try to keep these a little bit more vague. As time goes on and I get more of a following, I would love to do a book club where I'll do like live streams and we can talk about a book. I just don't have a huge following, and I really don't know how it would work now. But it is a plan of mine. I think that would be more fun, especially so I could say like, hey, I'm going to read Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, and we're going to talk about it as we read it. You know, we're going to have a full in-depth conversation about it. You guys already know what we're talking about, and if you really don't like what's being said, you can click right out, just like with my videos as well, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm fucking babbling again. Oh my god. Anyway, that is one of my biggest fears, that there's going to be a book that might be too much for me or for you guys. We'll see. We'll see. I don't judge anybody who likes the books that are being read. I don't judge anybody who doesn't like the books that are being read. And I would hope that every viewer here also kind of keeps their judgments to themselves. Your yuck might be someone else's yum, and that might just be it, you know? But this wasn't here to be a lecture. I fucking spiral. Anyway, so while I didn't have the best start with Morally Grey Billionaires, you know, I did get some dark romances in there, and I really enjoyed those. Sinners and Angels, I think, was a great series. Luna Pierce has a special place in my heart. Sadie Hunt has a special place in my heart. I wouldn't really call them dark romance. They do have some, like, things that could trigger people in there, but I wouldn't call it dark. It's more of a mystery with a lot of what happens, but I still really love the book and what it, like, does to my soul. The series. It's not just one book. Valentine's Sleigh. Great novella. Absolutely amazing. Nevessa Allen is awesome. I do have her series in my book bowl. I've admittedly read the first 2 books in the series. Those are dark romance. Oh my goodness. Can't wait to do a full review and actually get to read it again in the mindset of somebody reviewing it and not somebody ogling and drooling over muscular men. I mean, I do that now too, but I try to have things to say too. Try to use my brain. So, you know, the Devil's Night series, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it is up there on a good series. I do think overall it's good. I do like the mystery, the thrill, the darkness. Some of the things that they've done has been way questionable, and if I met people like that in person, I'd probably be horrified. But I am a dark romance girly for the most part. I don't want to say that and then read a book that scares me shitless or turns me off to dark romance, and then I sound like a bitch. So we're just gonna wait until I read more dark romance. I've kind of been dipping my toe in different aspects. We'll figure it out as we go. So I do like what I've read so far. Again, other than The Caged Girl, The Favorite Girl, and the Morally Grey Billionaire series, I do like everything else I have read. I don't want to say I have favorite authors. I don't want to say I have favorite series, because I will like a lot of things, and I already do like a lot of things that I have read. The majority of what I've read in the last 6 months, I do very much enjoy. But I think for the sake of like the video, I would say that the Sinners and Angels series is probably up there, might be my favorite. Again, I don't like to say that because I really like the Blackwell saga. It really grips me. I think my reasoning for wanting to choose the Sinners and Angels is because before I did the book bowl challenge, I read Ruin My Life, which is part of that series. I got it as an Instagram recommendation, and I thought, oh, what the hell, let me try reading it. And I got it on my Kindle. And it's very nostalgic for me because I read it again for this challenge, and I really like the book. I liked the series that the book was involved in. And it did something for me. And I think I have, like, I'm just a little biased because it was first. It did come before this challenge. It did come before everything. And it wasn't my first book in the cliterature genre, but it was one of my earlier reads when I started reading smut. You know, I read a lot of stuff on Galatea, books that I actually have because I really like the series. I haven't finished the series because I want to do it with you guys, and I'm just really excited. I wish I could pull those titles. But, you know, I did those. I did some dark romances like Haunting Adeline. Oh my goodness, really good, you know, really tragic. Made me cry, and the reason I liked it is because I made me feel way, way, way too many emotions. Things like that are considered good for me. That I can that an author can do so much and have such a dark story but still make me laugh at some points. So yeah, I didn't read the entire series because that's a universe. I haven't read everything in the universe, but I have read a few. So that I did start off with books like that. I started with, you know, Nevessa Allen too. Like, she was one of my first books in the dark romance, in smut in general, but in dark romance, and I genuinely loved it. And it makes me excited to read the next book in her series that I'm waiting to pull out of this freaking bowl. Also, my mom, I might actually read it before pulling, kind of like I did with Then She Was Gone, because my mom wants to read it with me when she comes to America again. So that's what we're gonna do. So that's just what it is. Still part of my book bowl challenge. I just get to do it early. I'm so excited. Or I guess late if I pull the title before she comes. We'll see. I don't want to think about it right now. So that's basically where I'm at. I'm rambling as usual. Y'all love it. Don't lie. You love it. But it is, that's why I think the Sinners and Angels series is very sentimental to me, because it was very early on for me, the beginning of something that I started to enjoy. I also just really like Luna Pierce's work, but Sadie Hunt's series is really up there for me right now. Like, I genuinely love it, and I'm hoping that there are more books and series in this bowl that really make me feel as excited as those books did. The thing I really like with this challenge is that in the past, I always read really fast. I still do. But, you know, I would read a book, and if it was a series, I would probably binge the series, and I may not finish the last 3 books because I overwhelmed myself, and I'd say, well, I don't want it to end yet. So I'm going to give myself space, and then I never return to it because then I get distracted by another book. Or, oh, I don't know if I'll like it, and I'm afraid to read it and waste my time on it. Or, like, I don't know if I'll like it, and it ends up being an amazing book, but I wouldn't know because I didn't read it. It takes my choice away. I can't just sit there and read 6 horror books back to back unless it's something I pulled out of the bowl. It's very unbiased. I don't get to make that decision. Yes, I can DNF something. I'm trying hard not to. Luckily, I haven't had... since Morally Grey Billionaires and The Caged Girl and Favorite Girl, I haven't had too many books that have tested my willingness to finish something. So I'm hoping that I do not have the urge, or I do not DNF something. I hope I can finish it all. But yes, I have that option, but it still takes away my choice of what I'm reading next. I get to see, these are the titles I pulled out. Well, this is what's happening, and it's different. It could be something similar to what I read the last time. It could be something completely different, and I think that's what makes it exciting, especially because I don't know what most of these books are about. I can infer based on titles or authors, but I don't always know. It gets me out of my comfort zone, and it allows me to sit there and say, you know, I'm not going to choose 20 books that I know I'll love or I know I've read before and give you these amazing reviews. Especially books that when I was reading them, I wasn't reading them in the process, in the chance to review it. I mean, I could give you a review of Haunting Adeline right now, but I think if I read it again, I can give you more information that I may not have picked up on the first time that I would think is worth talking about, kind of thing. So it gives me a new viewpoint. It gives me the ability to get out of my comfort zone. It gives me the ability to not be biased. You are getting what the bowl is telling me to read. And yes, there will be the occasional time where somebody says, hey, I want to read something with you, and I'm going to read it. But again, that doesn't really go with me making the choice of, you know, me doing it. I did put some papers in the bowl that says it's like my choice, where I could just add something that I want to read, but there's not a lot of those, and again, it's not much of a choice. Like, I get one once in a while type of thing. So I'm hoping, now that I'm done babbling, I'm hoping in the next 6 months I can finish up my 71 books that I need to get to my goal of 100. That sounds like a stretch, and I'm not sure I can do it, but fingers fucking crossed, because I do want to reach my goals. I want to reach all of my New Year's resolutions, but the closer I can get to 100, the closer I can get to 100 books done in the book bowl, you know? It didn't seem like a lot when I was throwing the papers in. I think I have like 400, 500, 600 papers in there, but there are a lot of series, which means I'm gonna die before I finish this. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, because that just means I get to read more. I get to read all the way up until I'm 100, and then I'll die. So yeah. I am behind again, mostly because I took like a 2 to 3 month break where I didn't read anything after The Caged Girl, so now I get back into it and I'm behind, but I think I can catch up. I've been doing pretty good with catching up. So yeah, that's my 6-month mid-year review. Thanks for listening to my babbling. Thanks for putting up with me, and I hope you guys stick around for the next 6 months and the next probably 6 years minimum to get through these. Wish me luck, everybody. I'll see you guys in my next review. Bye.